What's up, world renowned family? Happy first Monday of 2022. Hopefully you are having an amazing day and week already. Week because we had yesterday as well. Today we're going to talk a little bit about purpose in pressure. Now, I'm sure that if you are like me, you are willing to admit that there are some pressures in your life that you might not want, but you might not be able to do anything about. So, we want to talk about how do we take that pressure that everyone experiences and use it as a force for good instead of allowing us or allowing it to debilitate us and keep us from moving forward. Now, here is a truth. I know that with 2020 only 6 days old, that some of the pressure that you felt in 2019 followed you into the new year, and there's nothing you can do about it. You've been at your best, you've tried, you've prayed, possibly, and the pressure still followed you in. And so we just want to share and talk a moment about how can we use this pressure for good, and what is the purpose of this pressure. One thing that I want to stress immediately is that the pressure we're going to be talking about in this video is not the same as negative stress. Negative stress is a result of worry and fear, but the pressure that we're going to be talking about are, there are different types of pressure, but it's spoken or shared in a context where we can use it, and once we identify what it is. So a few different types of stress. One of them, and I think it is a popular one, especially in today's time and with social media, would be peer pressure. We also have self-imposed pressure. Then there's financial and relational pressures as well. Now, I'm not aware of where you are in your life, in your day, or in your year, but I know that I've been under peer pressure, self imposed pressure, relational pressures, and pressure from finances. In this year already, in this week. And none of those, even though they could have a negative connotation to them, everything could be seen as good. It does not have to be negative. Here are a couple of examples. When we talk about peer pressure, what do you think about first? One of the things that I was preparing to share with you all is when I hear peer pressure, I immediately think of coming from Alabama, as many parents would say, if your friends did this, jumped off a bridge, would you do it too? Or if they did this, would you do it? And I believe that was always a negative feel. But I had a meeting yesterday with a friend of mine, Aaron, and there is peer pressure there. There's peer pressure with my friends Fremo, with Jerome, that forces me to be better because my peers push me. They put pressure on me to be better. As a husband, there is pressure there between Joanna and myself. And this also goes into the self-imposed pressure to make sure that I want to be better. When it comes to finances, there are financial pressures that are on, I believe, each and every one of us, and we have to decide, what are we going to allow that pressure to do? Are we going to allow the pressure of our finances to collapse us and break us down? Or are we going to look at this as an opportunity to say, okay, I know there's pressure. Now let me allow this pressure to help me make some, healthy financial decisions so that in the future, I'm better prepared and I don't have these situations again. And so once again, it does not always have to be bad. We can use the pressures that we experience and things that we go through for our benefit. And that is in every area of life. Now, really quickly, back to peer pressure. We want to make sure that the pressure that we allow from our peers is positive, and we are not stuck in what we recently heard as the compare affair, right? We don't want to compare ourselves to our peers or our colleagues or our family members, but that circle that you have with you, I call mine my dirty dozen. It's a very select few individuals who are in my life that I allow to pressure me to be better in every area of my life. There's a saying that says pressure can bust pipes, but pressure is also used to create diamonds. And that leads me into a quote that I heard some years ago, that I'd rather be a diamond with a flaw than a pebble without one. And the idea of that is diamonds go through intense pressure and heat and fire, or when I say fire, not physical fire, just the pressure, in order for something beautiful to be created. And a pebble, even a smooth pebble, can be formed or created by the running of a steady but smooth stream. So I would rather be a diamond with a flaw than a pebble without one. So all of the pressures that you go through today, you're probably going to have some pressure. How are you going to deal with it? Are you going to look at the bright side? Are you going to find ways to utilize the pressure that you're going through and find the purpose in that? Now, I'm not going to use the analogy of childbirth because I don't know how that feels, but I've heard that the pressure and the pain of childbirth, there is a purpose on the other side of that. And here's a reality about pressure. Pressure makes us uncomfortable. There's not a single sane person who says, I love pleasure. I'm sorry, I love pressure because it just makes me feel good. Now, they may deal with pressure in such a way that you can't tell that they're uncomfortable. And that's usually because they've become comfortable being uncomfortable. And that is a sign of growth. Now, if for no other reason than for you to find the purpose in pressure, it might be for financial gain or maybe notoriety. And I want to just share with you that those who handle pressure the best, those who are well or good or great under pressure, those are the ones who are the best compensated in their industries. Those are the ones who are respected by their peers. Those are the ones who are sought after by people. They have followers. There's influence there. So think about the people who you've seen handle pressure really, really well. When they come under fire, they just seem unflappable. They're not phased. And you'll probably see someone that is well compensated, highly respected, and they're sought after by numerous people. And one of the things that I am constantly reminded when I'm going through pressure is that it reminds me that I'm human and that I'm not really in control. So at church yesterday, we had Pastor Buddy Cremines. He shared a message, and we're going to end on this. And it was amazing. And he says, "Don't worry about anything. Pray about everything. Tell God what you need, and then thank God." So that's one of the things when I'm feeling pressure. It causes me to check one, my priorities, but then I ask myself, why am I experiencing this pressure? Is there a purpose to be found in this pressure? And then what's the prize on the other side? So I check my priorities, I try to find the purpose, and then I say, what's the prize? What's going to be the result of me going through this pressure? And then once I've gone through that checklist and I know that it's going to be worthwhile, I make sure that I don't waste any pain. I make sure that the pressure has a purpose. That's going to do it for today. Do me a favor, please like, subscribe to this channel, but most importantly, share this video, share this with someone that you think needs to hear that there's purpose in the pressure that they're experiencing. I would absolutely be indebted to you forever. I love you. Until next, oh, I love you. God loves you. There's nothing you could do about it. And until next time, don't be average. Be world renowned. Peace.